Call the meeting to order at 7 o'clock, March the 4th. Any conflict of interest from anybody? What's in the agenda? No? Adoption of the agenda.
I motion we adopt.
Teresa, seconded by Ray. All in favor? Carried. Okay, special meeting minutes for February the 7th. Motion to receive and file. Ray?
To adopt.
To adopt.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Paul. Any questions, discussion? All in favor? Carried. Okay, 4.2 is the regular meeting minutes of February 18th.
I'll move the adoption.
Okay. Seconder, Deanna. Discussion, anything? Okay, all in favor? Carried. Okay. Communications 8.1 is Mayor Harper. Basically, it's just looking for a letter, and I believe that has been sent out already. So, I don't think, do we have to do a receive and file on it? Okay, we'll do a receive and file.
I'll receive and file.
Deanna,
Sure.
Sam, seconder. All in favor? Carried. Okay. Gravelbourg Advertising, Community Rink Affordability Grant. Oh, am I there? Oh, sorry, yeah, I'm up, okay, Gravelbourg Advertising, one. That's to do with the in homes?
Is that a
Just-
receive and file?
Yeah, just receive and file, yeah. Teresa, seconder, Ray. Any discussion on it?
Where are we giving prices?
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm not sure, I'm going to have to look into it. This is one of the things from previous that.
One of the many, many things you have to work on. Gotcha.
So, but I did want council to see the residents' comments.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, all in favor? Carried. Sign it.
I'll just,
Okay. Community Rink Affordability Grant. This receive and file, I believe, or is it something that Leanne will look after?
no receive and file.
Okay. Seconder, Ray. Any discussion on it? Any questions to Leanne?
So there is a follow-up that has to be completed?
No, no, this was probably the easiest grant I've ever had to write in my life.
Okay, so everything's done?
Everything's done, we have the money.
Oh, we got the money and everything.
Yeah.
How much did we get?
2,500 per ring surface, so 5,000 in total.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So what was the last part?
2,500 per ring surface,
Yep.
so 5,000 in total.
Okay, wow.
Okay. All in favor? Carried. Okay, this is the gas tax funding project approvals. Get it on the table. This will actually head back to administration. Yeah.
These came in, I again wanted council to know that these projects have been approved, but I still need to go through the final and look into all the information as to how much, all the details of the application, because the application happened several months ago. Okay.
Yeah, these are old files, like either door.
Yes, well, and with gas tax funding, you can submit projects that are actually already complete. It's a little different than other grants, so that you can have the project complete, and then afterwards, you can apply and then use the gas tax funds to reimburse yourself for the spending. Seven.
I got 704.
So, did we got already?
We just talked about it, we haven't,
This
Is
is
this
go back
a-
to her,
Yep.
back to administration motion.
I'll motion we send it back for her
Yep.
final.
Seconder, Deanna. And I guess we discussed it, so all in favor? Carried. Okay. What was that? Wait a minute. These are all together, right?
Yeah, there's a whole pile of them.
Yes.
Yes, there's several.
So do we have to do each one separately, or are they all together?
I put them in all together.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, so that is what I'm. Okay, 8.5 is a thank you. Kudos to Dustin and his crew over on Magnum there. You can stand up and take an applause.
This is for real?
Yes. It came from Annette LeBlanc.
It's for Rudy.
No, it doesn't say it came from Dustin.
That's just a receive and file.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice to see.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Very much.
And did we say anything to Dustin about the comments from the insurance last time?
No, we didn't, I'm sorry.
The insurance agency said thank you very much also, Dustin, because of your organization and everything that you had for them. It saved them a lot of time and effort and money, and it saved us some money in the long run with our insurance quotes. So thank you for that as well.
Well. All right, Thompson Lake Regional Park.
Excuse me?
Yep.
I have Paul, but I don't have a seconder.
For this last
Receive
one.
and file.
That was Ray.
Oh,
was
great,
it?
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Great.
Thank you.
And that was the thank you?
Yes.
The Thompson Lake minutes. Motion for receive and file. Ray? Seconder Paul. Any discussion on it?
Is there anything Paul would like to say about that meeting?
No, standard stuff, basic information,
Okay.
cost and everything that's involved in that, and all the things that have to be done for that. But,
Does the town here have a garbage limit like they do in the, or is that their thinking of implementing?
no, they had a bag and tag thing here.
We did have
That was taken out years ago. Yeah.
Just curious.
They scrap.
I know we had it in Florida, so
Yeah.
it was.
We had it in Edmonton too, and when people ran out of tags, they just dumped it on the side of the road.
Not a good idea.
Yeah,
They used to dump it everywhere.
yeah.
All in favor? Carried. CAO report. Another receive and file. Deanna,
Also,
second or by Sam. Oh,
Andre.
Andre, any discussion on it?
You found out that they are gonna do First Avenue, you got,
I received a phone call from the Department of Highways. They were addressing, actually, they also received a concern from a local resident,
okay,
and they want to touch base with me, and they said they are still committed to doing it, but they were told that we wanted to do underground infrastructure work.
Right.
And as we all know, there's no sense paving something and then digging it
No,
up and,
no.
you know, it's good money after bad. So once we confirm that we've finished that part of the project, they will come back. Now, they're not gonna come back like that, but they are committed to come back and finish the in-town urban portion, yes.
And hopefully there's something to be done within 50 miles of here type of thing. I don't think they'll ever come back for 6 blocks. That'd be very expensive.
Oh,
But I
it's
think
not, that's not what he told me.
No, because that's not what I'm, like, when we had that meeting with the Minister of Highways, they said, even if it's a few years after, they would come back. You know, it
Did
went
we
too long.
get that in writing though?
Huh?
Ministers disappeared too.
Oh, yeah.
This was a staffer that called me.
Louis Stranger asked a question to the Southwest Transportation last week, and Alan, he works with the government, he was gonna check for sure too, so we can get information both ways there. Yeah.
I have this person's name and
I was
contact
glad
phone
you-
number.
I was
Yes,
glad you heard that.
yes.
All right, all in favor? Carried. Okay. The rink season report. Receive and file. I'll make a motion to receive and file. Seconder, Paul, any discussion on that? Just letting us know it's basically done.
A very good report.
So would we write her a letter of appreciation, or that would be a good idea? You would gonna do that? Okay. I think that would be great.
All in favor? Carried. Okay, accounts for approval. Motion. Table on the table.
I'll do.
Alternate. Sam, seconder. Ray. And we're gonna pass both of them at the same time, I believe, so any discussion on them?
Oh, only one weird question.
Which is,
On page 3,
which one?
What number?
number 530-300-125.
530.
Yeah, and I'm not sure which report that one is. It might even be the second one. But it's page 3 on mine.
Are you looking at the new shop tower?
Yeah. So I'm just curious, is that, are we powering half the shop?
I think that just.
Or is that just covering half the power we need for the shop? I was just curious in the wording.
Or half the month?
Half the month
I
it could
think,
be.
I think the utilities are split into different departments
Okay.
because that shop is used for. Dustin, you want to answer that?
I believe that it's just split into 2 different accounts. It's half under TS and half under utilities.
Okay.
Okay. Nope, that's all I had, thank you.
Any other questions?
So that MNP report, they talk about the asset retirement obligation.
These are all discussions that are gonna be happening next week
Okay.
as part of the audit.
Yeah, so that's gonna have to be, just wondering how that's gonna affect everything. There's obviously some more obligations in that.
Seems like the Canadian Public Accounting Association comes up with all sorts of new things for us, yes.
More things, okay.
Where does that fall?
I want to know.
That was in the audit report that was attached to my CAO.
Oh, okay, got it, okay. Oh, these way back there.
Mhm.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of extra paperwork. Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Okay.
All in favor? Carried. All right, 15-1. CEO and assistants access. Oh, is that this first one? Request for decision, RFD. Motion, seconder, Andre. And discussion.
How was it done in the past?
I think this is just new stuff coming up on the table, is what it is. It's giving them more access to everything.
So they,
Yep.
I was gonna say, so they haven't done it before?
We did have access, but currently with brand new people, CRA has no approval to allow us access. And they won't give us access without a council resolution. So that's so that we can do record of employments, T4s, T4 summaries, like, we got the T4s done last week, but we had to mail it all in. We were not allowed to submit it electronically.
Right.
So does anybody, are they happy with the recommended motion? Somebody want to read it out?
Well, hasn't that motion been done already? We gave you those powers. So I think,
Those were signing authority?
Yeah.
Just signing authorities, not access to.
well, for the access for the, that one, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I motion that we use the recommended motion here, that council approves for CAO Carol White and assistant CAO Janet Hart to have access to the town of Gravelbourg My Service for business accounts both provincially and federally as required to perform their duties, which include specifically representing clients for the Canada Revenue Agency for access GST and all employment-related records.
I know you didn't write that.
I could.
He can read really well.
It's on here.
I'll second that.
I think we already done that.
I have Paul, but I
No,
didn't-
Paul's
yeah.
making the motion, and I second it.
And we're done. All in favor? Carried. Okay. RFD post office boiler. Motion. Is it a motion to accept the recommended motion? And then we can still discuss.
Yeah. I'll make a motion.
Okay. Sam? Paul, or seconder? Okay. Any discussion on that recommended motion?
I just want to clarify, all of our options is for one of the units, right? So we would need to double that, like the first one's 21,000? and we
No,
need two
they are
units?
all for two boilers. It's
They're all
one-
for two, okay. And so the one you have in the shop right now is option 2 by supplier 1?
Correct. It's slightly larger, the one in the shop is a 175,000 BTU, and these are 155,000. But the parts are completely interchangeable between them.
Makes sense. And what's the difference with like supplier number 2? Is it the same unit?
They are a different brand, and he is operating on a slightly different system
Okay,
to combine the boilers.
okay. So the parts would not be interchangeable?
No.
Okay. So I would recommend option 2.
Okay, you want to read that out?
Well, it's just under the key issues for supplier 1, option 2. Now there, let's see, the motion would
Recommended
be,
motion. Recommended.
yeah. I recommend that council authorize the purchase and install 2 new Prestige Solo Triangle tube boilers to replace the existing boiler at the post office for a hard cost of $24,344 plus taxes as quoted, and that Public Works will install the mounting structure for the boilers. How much will that mounting structure be?
It's just 2x4 supplier.
Oh,
Yeah, like $150 probably
Yeah.
with today's wood prices, but
okay.
I would say the only concern that I want to point out is we've been making some pretty major expenditures that are unbudgeted. This will be a third unbudgeted expenditure. There is some concern for me, when it comes to budget time, how we're gonna pay for all this. And I know this is financing and that, but, in the past, we've had issues, you know, the concern has always been about cutting back on our budget.
Yeah.
Like, how are we paying this, and just, you know, this is another one that somehow we're gonna have to figure out.
See, this one, for instance, they haven't leaked.
No, I understand.
So if she had the power to accept the dollar value, she would have probably ordered it. It's one of those, it's not a budgetable item because it just broke down. It's just-
But it is still a
Other
cost
ones
that we're
would-
gonna have,
Yeah,
you know, a high cost that we're gonna have to pay.
yeah.
Which,
So it's just pointing it out.
yeah,
So the other two are monthly payments, $1,100, $1,300 a month. This is a outshot of the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
If I could address that, what I am doing is all these that have been approved, I'm putting them in my budget file so that I know they don't get missed come budget time, they'll be included
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
no.
budget. So I am at least trying to make sure that I know what has been approved, so.
Yeah, I'm just kinda concerned like we're spending a lot of money before the budget even comes, you know, before we even start talking.
Yes.
and that's actually a really good point. When do we plan on sitting down and doing budgeting?
I do have Janet already starting to work on all our base costs.
Okay.
So that, you know, there's certain costs that are there
Right.
regardless. And so she's working on some spreadsheets to get that started for us.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yes.
I heard Councillor Salmon also is going to refuse his per diem or help us pay for this.
That might cover the tax.
For the backing.
Might cover the tax.
Are we on camera?
Yeah, I would. I would.
Okay, all in favor? Carried.
I guess a second, I had Teresa put forward the
Jake, didn't you have a second?
resolution.
Ray?
Right, sorry. Thank you.
Okay, 15.3 is the Cooley project support. They're looking for a letter, I believe.
I motion that council direct administration to send a letter of support for the Cooley project in response to the requests received February 22nd.
Okay.
I think it's important that we do send it because when it comes time to looking at our landfill and other regional things, we need their support as well, so it works both ways.
Okay, any more discussion on it? All in favor? Carried. All right. Industrial lot pricing. Request for decision again. 15.4. Serviced industrial lots.
Am I to believe that each lot then is costing us, like it's an 18,171, is that per lot then? If we were to average it out,
Probably.
around that much?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you average out all the prices, right?
So, the resolution that Sam and I had passed was $100 per foot where nothing was done. There was no service of any kind.
Right.
Now they have, I'll say, sewer and water in. They don't have power. Dustin, do they have power at the back of those buildings, those lots?
I believe there's power at the south of them, and there's a gas line at the south of them. The north lots, I do not believe have power or gas,
Okay.
but the gas is pretty close there, so.
So out of these lots, if somebody asks for power, is he gonna have to pay the blunt of it to get it from one end to the other?
I'm not 100% sure on that.
See, I have no problem, we should be recovering our costs on what we've got involved now, but then you're gonna have Well, I guess what'll happen is they'll sell the closest lot first, because the power goes so far. Then the next guy will be the next guy. I guess it's the domino effect.
And that isn't our responsibility.
It's not really our responsibility. We can make it our responsibility, but we still charge them.
Yeah.
Like, we might want to put an upfront charge to get power to every lot, and then we just add it to the price. Because power is gonna be running, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a lot.
Yeah.
So these are the commercial lots?
Yes, industrial.
In the industrial ones, and right now, we were selling a service that's which would be the water and sewer.
Well, we don't have a price set on it. Like $100 was when nothing was done.
So they just buy the lot, but nothing is done.
Nothing's done. So now we have sewer and water and fire hydrants in the front. So we want to recover that $130,000 spread out. So then the next step is they're going to have to be responsible for the power. I don't think telephone's a big issue anymore myself, but say the power, should council think about putting that service in, and then we add it to the lots? And we can do that at any time, I think. Because there'll be streetlights too. I believe.
Do we have someone looking to buy
Yes.
this lot?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I have an interested party, and that's why I brought this
Yes, good.
for discussion.
There's overhead power right at the southeast or southwest of the lots as well. Nutrient has an underground power supply there. So there is power right there, but whether it's ran across the north end of the lot, I'm not 100% sure.
Does the interested party have a preference? Would you-
On,
Like if they're closest
Which
to the
lots?
power now.
On which
I
lot
think they
and
were
which
looking
they,
at lot 1 or 2, and the only thing is about, if you talk about putting power to each lot, you may end up with an interested party that wants to buy 3 lots and only put on 1 building. So then you're wasting your money if you put power into 3 lots.
that's,
Yeah, no, but we're not putting power into the lots.
No.
We're talking, there's boxes that sit
Oh, I see.
between two, like,
Right.
or in the middle of one, so the power comes out wherever. And that's the responsibility.
Wouldn't SAS Power, because when I did subdivision here, SAS Power did, trenching was done, control the line, and you have so many years to sell a lot, and then they recapture
Gas was free, but power's never been
power
power.
on the street.
And in '98, power was $4,000 a watt. But now we've got to put streetlights in too. But that's something that, as long as he knows he's paying for the front part, then he's responsible for the power. He might come back to us and say, we need to do something where either the town puts in the dollars to put the power in with the streetlights, and then we recover that by adding it to each lot. There's that possibility.
So do we know the exact cost of the lots we have serviced? Do you know what the exact cost of that was?
Well, at 100 plus the 130,000.
so 177.53
Yeah.
so far.
I mean, we should be selling it for that. I think to recover our costs.
Yes.
For how
That
much?
was,
177.53 for frontage foot. I mean, I don't know if you want to stick with pennies or whether you want to
Yeah.
round it up to 180.
That covers our cost.
So far,
without streetlights.
without
Without-
streetlights.
That's just water and sewer.
That's right.
Yes.
I mean, that's one way to look at it. So that person may do his own power, and also that person may ask us to put it into everybody, and he would pay his share.
You could also consider a local improvement tax down the road,
Yeah.
if it's something that you're putting in,
On a
that
grand-
only those people are gonna get the benefit for it. Just a thought.
Yeah.
It would be an after the
A
fact.
new subdivision, local improvement, it's not, it's an unfinished, well, I mean, that can still be
Yeah,
discussed later
yeah,
on.
oh yeah, just thought.
Would there be any grant available to get that done?
Pardon me?
Any grant that would be available? So that's expansion.
You know, gas tax maybe, I might be able to look into some gas tax on that.
What was this?
That's a good idea.
Mhm. You're talking about power now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing is, we were looking at the gas tax rebate was for 70.
Well, I know, did you see where the gas tax went on all that other stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah, lots of other places. I know, I thought it was going to First County too. But obviously they did it that way.
yeah.
So, what do we wanna do with the lots? Price them at $180 a foot?
Yeah, for now, I would agree with that.
Okay. And let the person know that the power is gonna be a different cost.
Yeah, with the option to come back and review it.
Yeah.
You mentioned streetlights.
Yeah, see, power, when SAS Power comes in, they will look at the subdivision and say, you might need 2 streetlights. You need power outlets, the boxes in the back, it might be 4 or 5 of them. And they might say it's gonna be $8,000 a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, 98 of it were 4,000, so.
Well, with this, it covers at least our costs.
Yeah.
Now, if it comes down like with the power and that can be something where
We could absorb
We
it,
absorb
into
that,
the
or-
price of each lot,
Yeah.
yes, down the road, yeah.
and we can look at that
Yeah,
with that. Because until we get, find out from SAS Power, like, what their recommendations and what
that's right, yeah.
we really don't know. This, at least we know what our costs are.
So let me see if I
You want
can
to go with the recommended motion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except put $180 in
Yeah,
minus
which
mix.
the administration would recommend a rate of at least that which will,
Yeah.
as close as possible, to full coverage, cost recovery.
Right.
So we need a motion on that. Ray,
I'll second that.
seconder, Andre. And we're going with the recommended motion
Yeah.
Yes.
and put $180 a foot for next foot.
Right.
Okay. No more discussion. Vote with adding that thing about power. Something a little
Okay.
more
The
substantial.
option to revisit.
Yes.
Option to revisit or direct administration to look into power.
Yeah, look into power,
Yeah.
but let the guy know that he's still gonna be on the hook for his portion of power.
Yes, well, I would tell anybody that came in,
That's right,
yes.
yeah.
Is there a friendly amendment to the motion?
No, that's just adding to the sentence. Right? That's just adding to the sentence. Why not?
Everybody happy with that?
I don't know.
All in favor? Carried. Okay. Signing authority, request for decision. Motion.
I'll make the motion to option 2, and just to clarify that the member of council will be whoever is the deputy mayor of that. So it may mean, going in, but whoever is the deputy mayor, so
Okay.
even the mayor's not, because you would have signing authority.